Hi everyone, this is the Nordic Venture Show, your guide to the exciting world of Nordic startups and venture capital. In today's episode, we're exploring a startup called Leya.
Hey there, everybody. We're doing a deep dive into the world of legal tech today.
Legal tech.
Specifically, Leya.
Okay.
Have you heard of this?
Yeah, definitely. I've been seeing it around.
It's that new AI platform, and it seems like it's really making a splash in law firms.
Yeah, they're moving really fast.
And, you've been looking at their blog and website.
Yeah, had to go straight to the source, right?
Of course, you always go straight to the source, but we're here to kind of dig in a little deeper and find the really interesting stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, one thing I find fascinating is just how quickly they're gaining traction.
Yeah.
Like, we're not just talking about a few small firms here. We're talking major law firms around the world.
Oh, yeah. Some big names.
Yeah, they're partnering with some really heavy hitters and that focus on security and privacy. I think that's a big part of why they're attracting these big names.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so Leya calls itself an AI-powered workspace for law firms.
Right.
Sounds impressive, but I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah.
So what does that actually mean, like, for a lawyer on an average day?
Right. So their blog does a pretty good job, I think, of diving into this.
Oh, yeah.
They really highlight how Leya can impact efficiency, even upskilling and innovation in legal work.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, and like streamlining those really tedious inquiries and workflows that lawyers have to deal with. Like, that's what they're promising.
Okay, so like less busy work, more actual lawyering.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're dropping some serious names too.
Yeah.
Bird Priorka, Castron, and Snellman. Like,
those are not small players.
not small potatoes at all. So what's the common denominator here?
Right.
Are they all, like, specializing in a specific legal area, or are they all, like, geographically clustered or something?
That's a sharp observation.
Oh.
While they are spread across different legal fields, like, they're not all doing the same thing.
Okay.
The thread that I see connecting them is this forward-thinking mindset.
Okay.
These firms, they're all early adopters of legal tech. And Leya seems to be positioning themselves as like the go-to solution for these innovators.
So they're trying to corner the market on the law firm of the future.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Interesting. And their website, it really emphasizes this whole rethinking legal work idea.
Yeah.
They even go so far as to say AI won't replace lawyers, but lawyers using AI might.
It's a bold statement.
That's a very bold statement.
It is, but I think it reflects this growing sentiment in the legal world.
Interesting.
But it's like AI isn't something to be afraid of. It's a tool. And Leya is designed to handle, like you said, the tedious stuff, document review, research, all those tasks that make lawyers want to pull their hair out.
Yeah.
And this frees them up for strategy client interaction, the things that AI, at least for now, can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like having a tireless assistant who can just devour thousands of pages of legal documents in seconds.
Exactly.
Pull out the key points and maybe even draft a response.
Yeah, that's the dream, right?
And that's a game changer.
Exactly. And their testimonials like really shout it from the rooftops.
Yeah.
We're seeing quotes about like boosted efficiency, better legal advice, even striking that balance between tackling complexity with laser precision.
Right. And speaking of precision, Leya really seems to emphasize its ability to gather and organize information.
Right.
Like, they're pulling structured data from tons of documents at once.
All at once. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
And they highlight the easy access to all of it. Public sources, your firm's document system, it's all in one place.
It's true. They're really aiming for that one-stop shop for legal professionals.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
But it's not just about features. They're laser focused on security, too.
Oh, yeah.
GDPR compliant, ISO certified. Like, they are shouting it from the rooftops.
Yeah, and you can tell they really understand that trust is everything in the legal world.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just about keeping data safe. It's about building that rock-solid foundation of trust that's so crucial in this profession.
Yeah, for sure. And especially when you're talking about law firms.
Yeah.
These firms are entrusting Leya with some of their most sensitive data, their clients' information. Like, this is a big deal.
Huge.
It really is. And it makes you wonder, right? Will we get to a point where data security is just a given?
Oh, interesting.
Like, it's just a basic expectation, not even a selling point anymore.
Yeah, but right now they're definitely using it as a differentiator.
Right.
Like, remember that quote on their website from a managing partner at Mannheimer Swarling?
Oh, yeah.
They said Leya's platform was the best we have seen so far.
Wow.
Like, that's a ringing endorsement if I've ever heard one.
That's not just a casual thumbs up. That's a firm putting their reputation on the line.
Totally.
And I think it speaks to this larger shift that we're seeing. It's not just about tech. It's
Yeah.
about this fundamental change in how the legal landscape operates.
Mhm.
AI isn't the enemy. It's the tool that lets that human expertise really shine.
Yeah, and Leia's right there leading the charge, focusing on the real-world problems that lawyers face every single day.
It's not theoretical. It's like, how do I get through this mountain of paperwork?
Exactly.
Or how do I make sure my client's data is locked down tight?
It's practicality over pizzazz, for sure.
Right.
They're not just throwing complex algorithms at a wall and hoping something sticks.
Mhm.
They're thinking about the user, about how this integrates into a busy law firm,
Right.
about making life easier, not more complicated.
And don't forget about collaboration.
Oh, yeah?
Imagine being able to share your research and analysis with colleagues, instantly get feedback, fine-tune your arguments, all without leaving the Leya platform.
It's like a high-tech war room for your legal team,
Yeah.
minus the drama,
For
hopefully.
me, hopefully.
But yeah, and they're not stopping their custom public source integration syncing with existing document management systems.
Oh, wow.
They're building a whole ecosystem.
It's like they're creating this world where everything a lawyer needs is right at their fingertips.
Exactly.
But, and maybe this is a silly question,
Sure.
what about the human element?
Right.
Will AI make lawyers obsolete? Yeah.
I mean, I know they say it won't, but
It's a valid concern, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think Leya addresses this head on.
Right.
They talk about lawyers using AI to go the extra mile, to get creative, to stay close to the source. It's about augmenting, not replacing.
so instead of being replaced by robots, lawyers get to be like superpowered versions of themselves.
Right, exactly.
Sign me up for that.
Where do I sign?
But seriously, it seems like Leia's putting their money where their mouth is.
Yeah.
They've built a team that's really passionate about this idea of revolutionizing the legal field. I was reading on their website. Apparently, they're fueled by coffee and Coke Zero.
Sounds familiar.
Sounds like my kind of people.
Right.
But they definitely seem to have a sense of humor, which I appreciate.
Yeah, it's refreshing.
Yeah, for sure.
But jokes aside, they're serious about this mission to rethink legal work.
And it's not just about catering to those big international firms either.
Right.
We're seeing testimonials from smaller firms too, like Fellajaw and Matt Smart Potatoes, both reaping the benefits of Leia's AI solutions.
Yeah, it seems like they're really on this mission to democratize legal tech,
Yeah,
make these powerful tools available to everyone.
I like that.
Yeah, and they even have a job board on their website
Oh, wow.
looking for talented folks to join the party.
So they're growing.
Yeah, it shows they're thinking long-term, building a community, not just a product.
That's cool.
It's not just about riding the AI wave. They're trying to shape its direction in the legal world.
Interesting. Okay, so let's bring it back to you. We've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
From AI-powered workspaces to data security to the future of law itself.
Yeah, the future of law, it's changing fast.
It is.
Yeah.
So what's the key takeaway here?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that the legal landscape is changing faster than ever before.
Yeah.
Leya is just one example.
Right.
But they're at the forefront of this wave that's pushing the boundaries of what's possible in law.
Yeah.
And it's not about replacing lawyers, it's about giving them superpowers.
I like that.
And that's something worth paying attention to, whether you're in the legal profession or not.
Yeah, it really is. It makes you wonder, like, in a few years, will we even remember what it was like to practice law without AI?
Right. Will it be like having a legal database?
Yeah. Will it just be totally normal?
Exactly.
Leia seems to think so.
They do.
Well, that's something to ponder
Something to think about.
as you continue your deep dive into legal tech. And hey, thanks for letting us geek out with you on this one.
Yeah, this was fun.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks for listening to the Nordic Venture Show. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more stories of innovation from the Nordics.